When Sakrota became 8 years old, the problems at the Daska planet got worse. She was still hearing the innocent people's screamings and nothing changed. Besides, it got worse than the past. She was waiting for the age of 10. She always wanted to help innocent people in her whole life, and opportunity was only 2 years of close. Her older brother and sisters were learning how to fight at the academy. Sakrata was dying to go to academy, but unfortunately, her age wasn't enough for this. Mostly, she was staying at home lonely since she was 5 years old because all of her brothers and sisters were at the academy learning how to fight for themselves. Also, the resources problems at the planet was still decreasing so fast. Sakrata started to feel lonely more after 5 years old because firstly her father and mother was so busy with the problems at the planet. Secondly, her precious sisters were mostly at the academy, so she couldn't see them more often like first years. This was hurting her so much. She was feeling lonely even though she sees her sisters and parents. She was having crying sessions at the palace corners. This was so hard for her. She wasn't knowing what to feel. Was she have to feel for other innocent people at the planet that's suffering, or for feel sad for herself? She wasn't know what to feel. Slowly, everyone was getting away from her, even though it isn't like that. Everything was going fall apart. By the way, Fuyer was still bullying her, but this time something was different. There was no Evenet, Kasri, or Yuhaf behind her, at least most of the time, due to their trainings at the academy. Being the smallest child at the house was so hard for her. Also, it was a very wrong time to live in Daska, either because of the resources problems. Sakrota didn't know what to do. Finally, fighting training starting. After those so hard, lonely 5 years, Sakrota finally started the fighting academy. Yes, she was 10 years old now. She will have a spiritual and physical training, but before that we need to know some information. Angel demonic creatures details. Sakrota's pain experience was critical because she was one of the angel demonic creatures at the Daska planet like everyone. When she felt more pain, her demonic sides was increasing slowly. When Fuyer was bullying him, her demonic side was increasing. To balance that, her sisters Evnet, Yuhav, and Kasri being nice to her and supporting Sakrota for her angelic side increasing slowly. Although last 5 years this balance got wrecked because of these situations. This problem may look not important, but mental balance is so important for the future life of the angel monics. This balance decides their future of being close to angel or demon. Yes, this can be changed in the future, but it is so hard to do. Most of the children's becoming angel or demon depends on their first 10 years of life. As you see, Sakrota's first 10 years of life went neutral. First 5 years was good, but last 5 years was horrible in terms of mental health. As you see, for Angel Monique's first 10 years of life is so important most of the time. Continuing the fighting trainings, starting. Sakrota was so excited for the fighting academy. Her dream was finally coming true. Now she will be able to help those innocent people out there died at wars. At least what she can do with her talents. Well, now at least she could see her sisters at break times in academy rather than waiting at home. Also, her sisters was happy about this situation because they could see their precious little sister more often. After a hard 5 years something was going alright, she finally had the chance to see her sisters more and started to go fighting academy, which was her dream. Well, it wasn't perfect all over cause Fuyar was still bullying her. For example, using more advanced techniques than Sakrota and beat her unfairly in friendly duels. In some cases, Fuyar nearly injured Sakrota, but with help of others or with her sisters' help, they were stopping Fuyar from doing him wrong things to Sakrota. Well, because of the problems at Daska planet, Sakrota's father and mother couldn't take care of this much either. Yes, they were lots of worker around them, but they were not their true friends, parents or anything. For them, they are people that doing their duty. Although at least something went a little better with the starting of the fighting academy. Well, the truth was that the bad days were on the way. Civil war is getting serious and worse. 3 years passed. Sakrota was now 13 years old. Civil war at the planet got worse. More and more innocent people and soldiers was dying at these times. Because of the civil war, everything was going worse. Everyone at the family was like they separated. Nowadays, they didn't see themselves so much. Yes, I mean they were seeing each other, but not much like the past years. Sakrota was not sure to feel what. Yes, she was getting fighting trainings physically and mentally, but those teachers were not like her sisters. She always needed an important figure near her at those ages. Civil war at the planet wasn't helping this situation, cause, as I said, Sakrota's parents were struggling with those problems. Sisters were at their trainings. Some of them was grew enough and started to went to the actual wars. For example, Yuhaf and Evnet. Fuyar went to his first war this year when he became 20 years old. By the way, Fuyar was still bullying Sakrota because of her being the smallest among them. Well, not like the past years, because they were not a kid anymore, but still bullying her. This didn't change. Sakrota was feeling civil war's impacts on innocent people. She wasn't powerful enough to protect those people and join the wars. She should be 20 years old to join the wars. As a result, civil war is going worse and the planet was coming to end very fast. Not much years left for the planet, unfortunately. Sakrota was being more lonely throughout these years. She couldn't see her front. What will happen? She didn't know. What will happen at the future of Daska? Sakrota couldn't guess it exactly, but it didn't seem well. Sakrota wasn't feeling so much hope for this planet, to be honest. Time passes, but everything going worse. To be continued.